Here is my clip of what I do on the daily for my daily face product routine. That we don't like to talk about is we grow hair.
Oh yes.
We grow hair in places that we think are weird.
Right.
But I'm here to tell you it's really not that weird.
No.
We all know, like, okay, we grow hair in our legs, we grow hair in our armpits, and those are socially acceptable hairy places that we shave or wax.
Right.
We all know that as we get older, we grow hair on our lips, and you'll either shave those or wax them or leave them alone or bleach them. Some people just make them really blonde and it doesn't bother them. All right. Welcome to Hairstylists Know Best, where we, two hairdressers, talk about a little bit of anything and everything.
Anywhere from all the taboo things in life to fashion, makeup, anything like that.
How was your week?
I had a good week.
Good week? Good.
Yeah, I had a good week. You know, it was pretty good people this past week. This week coming up, you know.
Yeah. There is a funny conversation that sparked my tip that I wanted to do this week.
Oh, okay.
I have had a lot of people, I've had three people in the last 2 weeks ask me about washcloths. What do you use washcloths for?
Nothing.
Nothing.
Nope.
Never.
Nope. I don't use washcloths.
Hmm.
I use a Buff Puff in the shower. And then for my face, I literally just use my fingertips and have a hand towel.
Yeah. So we were talking that people don't use washcloths. I didn't know washcloths went out of style. I guess since I have had such horrible skin since 12, 13 for sure. Yeah, I think I washcloth, a new washcloth every single time, so there wasn't bacteria. I mean, people don't buy washcloths. I don't know. I guess my mom and I are the only two that are buying up the washcloths in the Marshall's aisle.
You know, my husband has them. My kids use them. My sons do. My girls use the poofy things that I use, I guess, because that's just what I'm like, oh no, use this. I don't know. I feel like
But you don't poofy your face.
No, I don't. Because I have, at some point, well, actually, you guys have seen me in the raw. I have a lot of broken capillaries in my skin, so you cannot exfoliate over the broken capillaries. My skin's very thin on my cheeks.
You can chemically exfoliate. I just need to let you know that.
Oh.
You can do peels.
Oh, gotcha.
You just want them to be abrasive.
Right.
Because I can't be abrasive either because I always have a pimple or 7.
Right.
So you can't be abrasive and spread them.
Yeah,
So,
scrub it right off, yeah.
You can chemically, for sure.
Well.
Okay, so here's my question with the loofah poofa juices that stay in your shower for 6 months. Maybe every 6 months you change it out?
Maybe, yeah. Sometimes a little less than that. But I get that. I get that whole point. My husband says the same thing.
Yeah.
But he will hang his washcloth up and reuse it a couple times. And I'm like, and that's cloth. To me, the loofah poofas are plastic, right?
They're invisible.
They're like plastic
and
mesh.
Shield on
So I
them.
feel like you're putting soap on there, and I do rinse it out when I'm done, really well. Get all the suds out, everything, and I hang it back on the little, faucet knob. And I feel like I feel like that's. I would be curious to see some scientists show me under a microscope is the poofy grosser or my husband's washcloth that's been hanging there a couple showers. I don't know.
I mean, you use the loofah for your feet, and then later you go back and use it it spreads around.
Right.
That's always been my interesting thing about him. Hunter uses it. My husband, he uses the loofah poofa doofa thing. He has one for me, and he mentioned one time, he's like, you never change it out. I was like, I never use it. It's not that I never change it out, I just never use it. I thought it was his backup, or maybe he had one for the tush and one for the rest of his part of his body, and I didn't know what the second one was for.
That might be a good idea though. If I have two separate hanging there from anywhere from my thighs down gets the foot one, and then everywhere else for the more sensitive parts gets the one from my thighs up.
There we go.
I mean,
we solved.
Problem solved.
You didn't know you had a problem.
I did not.
But I brought it up and we solved it instantly.
Wow.
It was good.
Thanks, Echo. That I feel good. I'm gonna go buy a second Buff Puff.
So everyone, take a second, or it's more than a second because it takes me longer, but here is my clip of what I do on the daily for my daily face product routine. Something a lot of women have that we don't like to talk about is we grow hair.
Oh yes.
We grow hair in places that we think are weird.
Right.
Our unibrows, those are a place that it grows, and Susan's talked about her gnarly unibrow that she gets down there. And the whole reason anyone ever grows hair, our body grows hair to protect us from, getting anything in there.
Right.
So I don't understand then why I have like a goatee. Like there's nothing's getting in here, but for whatever reason, I grow. Last time a ritual I have is when I wax it every Saturday night before I leave the salon, I count how many hairs are in my wax strips so that I just know. And I think I'm up to like 67 hairs right now. And I've had it since I was on a certain medicine in high school, back to that beautiful acne. Mm-hmm. It caused me to also grow chin hair. The first time someone gets like a chin hair, they feel super embarrassed, and they're like usually in their like late 40s, and I'm like, oh, I've had that since I was 20. I have practically a goatee at this point if I just let it go.
But my daughter has a major hormone imbalance, okay? So
she has 3 daughters, so you don't know which one it is.
But so it causes her to have high testosterone levels, which for a lot of women, you tease about your goatee, but I had a friend that had that, but she was dark-headed, and so she literally would have a 5 o'clock shadow. And I've seen many women with that. Mm-hmm. Fortunately, my daughter is blonde-headed, so you can't really see hers that much, and she doesn't get many there, which is strange. I guess it affects different women differently. Her inner thighs are very hairy. Okay. Have you ever been cutting your client's hair and there's like a hair growing dead center in their forehead?
Not dead center, but I've definitely had ones like here-ish.
Yeah, like here. Because I'll think it's a loose hair, and I'll go to pull it off, and I'm like, oh, and they're like, what is that? I'm like, they're like, pull it out, because it's like, how did that get on there?
Another thing that I think as we get older as women, we get hair on our nipples.
Yep.
And I think everyone, like I think the first like hair on your nipple, it makes you feel like grotesque and disgusting.
Exactly.
A lot of us have that.
Correct.
So, I mean, I think this, but you don't go around talking about it.
Right.
You just feel gross and shameful in your own,
I just
privacy, and then, like.
I always have the tweezers handy, specifically when you get out of the shower, dry off, and you look down. That's definitely one of the things I check almost daily. Because remember, guys, our hair has different rates of growth. So even though Echo waxes those 67 hairs, it doesn't mean she's pulling out the same 67 hairs that she did last
No, it
week.
probably means I have like 167 hairs. I'm just getting them 67 at a time.
So I have one that grows here, and then I swear sometimes like this mole down here, there'll be nothing there because I check it frequently. I'm checking right now. I feel a hair, but sometimes I am like, that hair can be 3 inches long, and I had just checked yesterday.
Sometimes they grow an inch overnight. Yeah, they drink Miracle Grow and then grow instantly.
This mole right here, I get like 4 hairs. Same thing. I check them all the time. I feel, and then if I feel one, like I have tweezers in my car and I have tweezers in my bathroom, because in the natural light is the best place to see those suckers, guys. Keep tweezers in your car.
Oh, yeah.
So,
for sure.
Yeah, same with those. Like
you'll feel gross when you see it, but at least you can get it.
You've caught it before you've walked into work and have like a 4-inch neck hair sticking out. So, yeah.
I think as a hairdresser, I have more stories than a hand can hold about men the first time I have to cut hair out of their ear.
Oh, yes.
Oh, it freaks them out.
Yeah.
I don't mention it to them. I just do it.
Just zip it.
Just like zip. And like, if you've been doing it a while, they're just kind of like, oh, that's what she does.
Yeah.
But the first time I notice a hair there, it's like, why would you do that? what's going on? Is there hair there? Am I getting old now? What does that mean? And I never know what it means. Again, it's hair grows in places to protect, and you know.
So let's talk about this. That women think is really taboo that we don't talk about either.
Ooh.
Is shaving your lip.
Oh, I shave it. I blatantly shave it in the middle of the salon.
No, because why we shave our legs, we shave our underarms, we shave our privates, whatever we shave. But for some reason, for a woman to take that razor to her lip, why don't we talk about that?
Well, we don't talk about the reason I think a lot of women are scared to take it. First of all, if you're gonna do it, always go down like this, because it makes less of that blunt cut.
Absolutely.
Like, again, that 5 o'clock shadow feeling. So like when it grows out, like when hair naturally grows out, like if you waxed it or it's just naturally falling out, it grows out in a point. So it's softer. It's like an easier bristle. But when you just cut it, you blunt cut it, what they call like a club. So it's very hard
Sharp.
and coarse. Yeah. So definitely rake it down this way if you're going to do it. But yes, women don't talk about it. They don't want to think about it. I do it. I mean, I figure at this point, anything is.
Here's my thing. I don't want to wait 2 weeks because you need 2 weeks of growth before you wax anything. Okay? Yeah. I don't want a little furry lip because I'm having to wait 2 weeks to get my lip waxed. I will take trimmers and just like go over my whole face with those to get all that little like
peach fuzz.
Peach fuzz. I call it cobweb hair because when you do like that, it gathers in your hand and it looks like a little cobweb.
I call them little fur balls. When
Yeah.
it gets too long and I've like scrubbed it, like I get these little like knot balls and then I start picking them up. And little fur balls there. Yeah, they're super hot.
Right.
So, the last place that I have hair that is disgusting. I feel like Bilbo Baggins. A hobbit.
I know what you're gonna say. Go ahead.
Your toes and the top of my feet. Yeah. My toes and the top of my feet look like Bilbo Baggins if I don't keep up with it. And it's disgusting. And I am super fair complected with really dark hair. So anytime there's one hair, it's very noticeable. Like it's the lightest light skin you can have to the darkest dark hair you can have.
Do you want to hear a little light at the end of your tunnel?
That I'm going to get gray pubic hair someday?
Yes, that too.
Oh.
That does happen. I used to have very hairy toes. I hardly have any toe hair anymore. So, give it a few years, maybe,
All right, guys. Take it away, Susan.
Make sure and like and subscribe. Hit the notification button. Stop.
We didn't even have to rehearse it. Yep.
Okay, guys. Be sure and hit like and subscribe and hit the bell so you get notifications. We're going to be dropping snippets here and there whenever the mood strikes us. Thanks, guys.
Thanks. We'll see you soon.